Hey everybody, this is Roy Ken. I want to take a real quick look at Union Arena versus UniVersus here. These are two anime-themed collectible card games. I got a chance to mess around with them at Gen Con, and there's some really cool anime IPs on these games, so I want to get you guys' thoughts on what you think about anime-themed collectible card games. Let's take a look at the cards, and I'll kind of give you my thoughts. So I wanted to take a moment here to talk about UniVersus and Union Arena. These are both a couple different anime-themed, basically head-to-head games that I've played, and they're based on a lot of really popular anime, and I'm always on the search for like a really cool like anime themed game that I feel like works really well. And these are like in the collectible card game style. I know that the UniVersus was very much more like the My Hero Academia collectible card game. Basically the pack that I have here actually is branded as My Hero Academia, but I know it goes with other IPs. Like they have Trigun, which like Trigun is like literally my favorite anime of all time. And so I was very interested in trying it out, mostly because I'm such a huge fan of a lot of these franchises. So UniVersus, me and Ruthie ended up trying to play it, and it's crazy. It has this whole press your luck system where the value on the cards, you have to flip over other cards to see if you can actually play them out. These are your characters that you actually start with. But it's like, okay, the first round, I'll play a 2 strength, and like I have to reveal it, I have to have at least a 2 strength or higher. And the next card I play needs to be 2 higher, and the next card I play. So you're playing these different attack cards and different cards into play. And then of course you have stuff that you can kind of like exhaust to like make that strengthen up. This is not going to be a how to play at all, but it's just a look at these card games a little bit. I do like the look of the cards. I know some people might be iffy on Trigun Stampede, but I really enjoyed it, and the art on these are so cool just because I love Trigun, and these are mostly, both these games are very much like stills from the anime themselves, but yeah, I love Trigun, so I have Trigun tattoos, and I've been a huge fan of Trigun for a long time. So, and then, of course, the My Hero Academia decks. I mean, these are all going to have different stuff, and they're going to be based on the different characters. But, you know, you have, I mean, the normal thing you expect. I do feel like the graphic design is done pretty well on these. This game feels like it's a bit more complex because you also have, like, when you're doing attacks, you have, like, upper attack, lower attack, and higher attack, kind of like a fighting game. I think this might have started off as a fighting style game. Maybe it was like Street Fighter or something like that along those lines. But it has like those different like attacks like you would have in a fighting game. I'm going to try to like land those, and then your opponent can block with a specific type. They can block that depending on where they have there. But yeah, I did find it a bit messy for like me and Ruthie to play. If I played it with someone that knew the game really well, it would probably be a bit easier. And I see this all the time at Gen Con, like they have big booths and stuff like that, and I'm like, I wonder how popular the game actually is. And then this Union Arena, they were doing demos for it at Gen Con. They also had a pretty cool booth there with a bunch of like cutout cards and stand-up cards. Maybe I can find a picture of me standing in front of the Jujutsu Kaisen one. But yeah, I played in the demo of this. I just walked up and they let me play, even without having like an event thing. And I don't know, I just love the fact it's like, oh man, it's some of those characters that like you love from those anime. Like I am a huge fan of Jujutsu Kaisen, so it's cool to see those characters. And this game is quite a bit simpler to play for me than UniVersus. Basically, you have different action points that you have out there. They allow you to do a certain number of things on your turn. And then you're basically putting cards on a back row for energy. And then cards, you're going to be able to slowly build those out to kind of get more energy. And then you can move cards forward to try to basically attack your opponents. Basically, they have like, you're trying to attack through. And if you attack through, then you're going to get prizes, very Pokemon-like. You're going to play to a certain number of prizes. I think it's normally like you play to 6. And then some cards, like if they get knocked out of your prizes, are going to have like immediate effects. But they have a bunch of other really cool anime in this one as well. So they have Jujutsu Kaisen, and then here they have Hunter x Hunter, which I've actually been trying to watch more of Hunter x Hunter. Been watching through several episodes of them hunting each other down and like trying to get through and become actual hunters. So I'm still at the very beginning of it, but I know a bunch of people are fans. And I actually have the cool little Gone promo from the Gen Con demos or whatever from doing that. So that's cool. And then they also have Bleach. They have a whole bunch of different ones. And the fact that like this one, I think they're adding Demon Slayer to it as well, which that gets me pretty excited. And I wonder how well these card games can do, how well they can sell. I know that like the big card games are Magic and Pokemon and now Lorcana has hit the stage, and I know that the Star Wars collectible card game is actually doing pretty well as well. So I do wonder if there's a space for the anime card games, or if they're just going to be super niche. Let me know in the comments down below if you've played either of these these games. For me, I think I prefer Union Arena, even though Trigun is in UniVersus, which is like my favorite anime. I feel like I like the gameplay of Union Arena better, just because it's a little bit easier to table, a little bit more. It doesn't feel like it's like just a straight fighting game. It feels like it's got some other cool things going on. It's not as convoluted. The UniVersus thing, the pressure luck thing is kind of interesting, but we'll see. I mean, I haven't really played enough of these at all to give a definitive answer to it, but it's just an interesting thing to take a look at. But yeah, let me know if anybody be interested in having these sort of things in a shop or anything like that. I just think they look cool. I think people might collect them just for the art on the cards, you know, because people want to play games that have like their favorite anime characters in them. And you know, of course, Gojo. I mean, who doesn't want Gojo? But yeah, that is take a look at UniVersus and Union Arena. I'm mostly just looking at the cards, just giving a couple thoughts on the game, because I don't know it as well as I'm sure the hardcore players do. I've only done a few demos here and there and played it a couple times with my girlfriend, but I really enjoyed taking a look at these different games. But yeah, that is UniVersus versus Union Arena.